Hey y'all!
Hey y'all!
Hey! It's the Thaunties! And it's a special Mother's Day edition of Thauntie Thursday. And as you can see, we have our babies with us today, our daughters. Yeah, so this should be a fun show today. Who knows what these girls is gonna be on, what they ask us, what we ask them. So we just want to have a little fun with our daughters today in the spirit of Mother's Day. Tara, introduce your daughters.
Okay, I have Kayla, Brittany, Alasia, and I'm -1, Asia.
Yep, and of course, are you clapping?
Yeah.
All right, cool. And of course, I have my little chocolate drops, Copeland and Robin.
I have my daughter, Kimora.
Yay,
But go ahead and say it.
But my son, Corey. This is a mother-daughter show, so my son, Corey, couldn't be here. Yeah.
To all the mothers who never let their sons grow up.
He's pretty grown.
We know.
Fox, introduce your daughter.
And I have Tiara here.
Woo!
And I too have 2 sons. They're not here.
God.
CJ, wait a minute. Lido and Sean.
All right, cool. So we're so excited to have the girls with us here today. But before we get into it, look what we got. You want to guess who it's from? Admirer.
Thank you.
Yes, the Admirer.
Appreciate it.
He's got
Thank
us
you.
drinking good. He's like our favorite friend to the show so far.
So far.
I wish I knew who you were.
We need to have people called Friends of the Thaunties.
Friends of the Thaunties, I like him.
Yeah, friends of the Thaunties.
Of the Thaunties.
Yeah. so-
Thauntie Babies.
Ladies, let that be a lesson. That when you are nice to people, they'll give you stuff. Hopefully. But usually we like to do Drop It Like a Thauntie where we do hot topics. But today we are going to play a little game called Which Thauntie Are You Most Alike? So what we'll do is come up with a couple things and we'll ask the ladies and they will share which Thauntie they think applies. All right, you ladies, y'all ready? Yeah. All right, cool. So, okay, which Thauntie do you think is the most strict? Tara? It looks like all hands are pointing to Tara. Why y'all think Tara's so strict?
Why you take your glasses off?
She just I want to get serious.
Because when I'm parenting, I'll shades to the side.
The mics pick it up.
No, I'm 26 and I still hear 8 o'clock bath, 9 o'clock bed. At 8 o'clock. That was the first 15 years of my life.
Yeah, you got schedule, baby. Keep you on it. Let's go.
There you go. All right, cool. So, and of course, God forbid, we are not speaking this, but which Thauntie would you be most scared to tell that you was pregnant?
I'm gonna say my sister. Like what?
You scared to tell Foxy? No, I'm very nice.
You would be scared to tell Fox? Be scared.
Be scared.
All right, so real quick,
You
so
should be
Brittany, you
scared.
are the only one that had to go through this.
Yes, I'm the only
So how was it when you had to tell your mother?
I was terrified. Even at grown, graduated college, almost 24, I was terrified.
I can relate.
And I was extra nice. You know, she done everything I asked. Go to school, graduate. Go to college. If it happens, I got your back. It didn't. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. So we are so glad to have our little baby Blake.
Yes, baby.
Thank you,
All right, cool.
Blake.
So, all right, which Thauntie would you most like to go to an ESTG little baby concert with?
This is a group.
Yeah.
2-5.
Yeah, forever. We like the music.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So which Thauntie would you ask for a loan?
Hood rich. Don't be calling her. She, keep her
Roxy,
low.
what terms do you have when young people, your children, your family want to borrow money from you? What are your terms?
Well, the term really is like, if you pay me back, you pay me back. But if you don't, I'm not going to give you nothing I can't afford to let you have.
There you go.
That's it.
And that's a good lesson. Yeah, don't put yourself in a bind to help nobody.
And boom.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And just remember, it's best to pay back because you might need that person
You
again.
gonna need them again.
So, you know, let them know.
Absolutely. All right, so which Thauntie do you feel like you are most alike?
Miss Tara.
Oh, we're gonna have a good time tonight. It's brains in the party.
Why do you think you most like your mama and Tara?
And then I got little ears like Auntie Tara.
She said, what's that mean?
And that's the you.
It's you.
That's how she's like
Because we don't know like
what you do. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is a
So
secret.
that was fun. Hopefully you learn more about the Thaunties and you see how our Thauntie babies feel about us. But before we move on, I will be remiss if I did not shout out my friend Maisha for giving us
Thank
these
you.
nice Thauntie glasses.
Thank you so much. We love
We
them.
love them. And so they were done by Nails by Fee. She is on Instagram. She's a very creative young lady. Not this Fee, but another Fee. So definitely check her out. So, all right, ladies, we want y'all to ask us questions that we can answer for y'all. Who got a question for the Thaunties? Brittany got a question for the Thaunties.
What was it like when you found out you were pregnant for the first time?
Well, were you talking to me?
Talking to everybody.
You can go.
Right here.
I was in college and I hated it. So I just went home. I'm pregnant, I gotta go.
That was your scapegoat?
Yeah, it was my scapegoat, because I really didn't like it. I felt like I was smarter than this. This was taking long. I was 19. So now in the future, I would say stay on and go to school because, I could use it later. But, I'm going to let you know, even if you don't, you can still be all right.
Yeah, for sure.
Turned out all right.
Yeah. Well, I think when I found out I was pregnant, I was cool because I was in a situation much like Brittany. I was finished with, my school, my degree. I was a grown woman. I just wasn't married at that point. I wasn't stressed out, so it was cool. But baby, number 2, honey, y'all could have enrolled me somewhere, honey, in OLAP or somewhere because I was stressed. Robin wasn't even 2 yet, and just thinking about having 2 kids, 2 toddlers under 2, and the diapers, and I had gave all of Robin's stuff away because I didn't feel like I was
going to have another baby.
And I didn't have nothing. So yeah, that's how I dealt with that.
So,
Meltdown Monday.
so technically, I got pregnant in high school the first time, and I did not keep that baby. I had an abortion. Our families weren't okay with that, so I was petrified. So that was technically the first time I got pregnant. When I actually had my son, my first child, I was not very excited because I didn't want kids. That was not part of my plan. I was one of those that I was just wanting to live my life, and I was kind of selfish, and that just wasn't part of who I wanted to be. But as time went on, I got excited. I'm just telling the truth. I just didn't want no kids.
Can you elaborate a little bit on your experience, like going through that in high school and how you overcame it? Because there's so many women.
Well, yes, it was very, it was scary. The whole procedure was scary, and you don't really understand at that age. I was just 17, so I didn't really grasp how it would later come back and affect me. But as I got older and realized, really understood what I did, it kind of, I had a lot of guilt, a lot of regrets, because you just don't understand that you don't really know what that person could have became. And so it was hard, like I said, but it wasn't, when it initially happened, it wasn't something that, as I said, I was a kid, so I was just focused on myself, and I was just focused on, still being a kid, and our parents weren't okay with us being parents at that time.
How did it affect your relationship with your mother?
As I got older, I think it I kind of resented her for making me do that, but I understood because I think maybe she assumed, and honestly, she probably did think that it would become her responsibility instead of mine. Because like I said, I was trying to go to school. He was in school. He had a football scholarship. So that just wasn't the plans for them. But once I finally accepted that it was just a decision that needed to be made by them at that time, and I took away that guilt. I really had a mental breakdown at church, of all places.
That's the best place to have one.
Yeah, it was just, it was a lot. It was just weighing on me, and I didn't realize it until I just released it all. And then once I released it, I was in a better place. But it's a hard decision for young women to make. You don't really realize the effect that it'll have on you until later. And sometimes, and maybe it won't. Everyone's different, so it may not affect you the way it affected me. It was just a hard decision at that point.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that story, Kamika.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank you. I guess
What about you?
Yeah, so just like Kamika, guess what? I was 17, but I didn't have a choice, honey. There wasn't about to be no abortions going on in my mama and daddy's house.
Full gospel,
That's
baby.
what, not that full gospel. But guess what? I wanted one.
Lord, this is real talk. It's honestly for real.
And you're at 17,
You're not ready to be a married mother.
I wanted to be. Oh.
No, I said you're not ready.
No, I wasn't ready. But honey, guess what? My mama was like, honey, you made that baby, you gonna lie in it, baby. What you are gonna do is have that baby. Yeah. She said, I will take it if you want me to, but once you birth the baby, it was no way I could get my baby.
Right.
So
yeah.
I was definitely terrified. I didn't tell my mom. I was actually like 6 months pregnant with my son. It was my first pregnancy, so I didn't really start showing for a long time. And then
17.
that was when Stretch Pants and Baby Doll just came out.
It was it for you.
You was winning.
I was already, you couldn't tell. Yeah. But she heard me on the phone talking to his biological dad on the phone, and was just like, because my room was in the basement and the washer and dryer was on the other side. And she said, "Did I hear you say you was pregnant?" What did you say again?
I know that ain't what I heard. That's what she looked like.
Did I hear you say you was pregnant?
That's what she don't got time for.
Thank you.
Amen.
She said,
She put a you
And
on
that's
you.
all she
Thank you. That's where she gets it from.
She said, "Girl," and I will remember these words for the rest of my life. And then she said, "Girl, do you not know it's just like cutting your nose off to smite your face?" And I didn't know what that meant at the time.
Yeah.
But it's like damaging yourself, and you don't even have to.
Right.
Like to do something to your body that you didn't have to do.
Yeah.
And
Not yet, anyway.
Right.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah.
You didn't have
no,
to.
like not at all.
You didn't have to
You don't
have
have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so what she was saying is that you let that happen to you. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have no reason to go out and do that.
Gotcha.
And so for me, I think that I'll give that that advice to young ladies is don't do nothing that you're just hurting yourself.
Yes.
You're hurting yourself because
You are.
even if the father has all intents on taking care of that baby. I was 17 years old. I graduated from high school in May. I had CJ June 21st. I was across that stage, 8 months pregnant. I had to get up every day and go to school as a 17-year-old kid. Nauseated, morning sickness. That is nothing a teenager needs to go through.
Yeah.
Guess what? You can make it. You can make it happen. You can still go to college, but it's so hard.
Yeah.
And you don't have to let that happen to you. Guess what? Sex is not that important.
Not at all.
And I promise
Not
you.
at all.
And I know that when you in that that space, It may feel like you want to do that, but I promise you, you can wait.
You can wait.
For sure.
You definitely can
And
wait.
because a lot of I don't think that and it took us to become, well, for me it took me to become a woman to understand the impact, because sex is so emotional that you don't realize how many different, regarding how many partners you have, but how many different spirits and energies that you are allowing into your aura, and then you also don't, like, you could be maybe a good, happy person, and now all of a sudden you walk around with negative energy and you don't even realize why you got that negative energy, but that negative energy came from that dude that you was fooling with because he's a negative person. And just allow yourself to live. Just enjoy life.
Right.
I mean,
Enjoy
sex is here. It's not going
Yeah.
nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere.
Just enjoy being a kid. You got plenty of time.
You got plenty of time.
Plenty of time to have it, baby.
Because it's really hard.
Mm.
And encouragement to all ladies that have babies as a single mom. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, but it's so much harder to go to school and to work and to do all that with a child you have to take care of.
Yeah.
So if you can get all that done, you know,
First.
get college finished, and then have a baby. I'm not saying you gotta have a husband to have a baby, but make sure you are able to take care of that baby and take care of yourself before you do that.
Yes.
Yes,
And that
it's
you
so
are-
important.
Yeah, and that you are okay with being solo.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
You gotta, because
Yeah.
men change their mind like
All the
men.
time.
Yeah,
So,
if they change their
you
mind,
know,
you gotta
And the
be
government's
prepared.
is not all the time holding them accountable.
Exactly.
You can't
Yeah.
count on that.
you cannot count on that.
Exactly. You can't really make it off the government, but you gotta get out here and get it.
No, I mean
Yeah.
holding men accountable.
No, we know they not. I'm for an
Yeah.
example, baby.
And even if you have the man in the house, they 9 times out of 10 ain't getting up when that baby's up in the morning, middle of the night.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just telling you
Yeah.
that.
They don't
Honest to
have
God,
to, but
true.
they-
No, I
do.
mean, the bottom line is a man's gonna make his own self be accountable for his child.
Right.
You know,
Should.
it's up to them.
Right.
They
Right.
should.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, like you said, we all know sometimes they don't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or they start out and
It's
then they
always
stop.
on,
Exactly.
It's always on you. That's what that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, them babies end up being your babies.
and that's it. And so, yeah. Speaking of the babies, let's go back to the babies for a question.
I got a question.
Yes, boo.
We have 4 women who've gone through totally different paths when it came to their relationships, aspect of their love life and everything. I just wonder now, at this point in y'all life, how do y'all feel about that? And especially in this society now, because at 26, I couldn't be married. Don't want no kids just yet. I'm not trying to my man, because these men ain't too much worth much, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, you know, I look at all of them when I think about what I see for myself, and I see bits and pieces of things that I could want for myself and what I couldn't. So
Yeah.
I just wonder, do y'all feel like y'all done what y'all was supposed to do to show y'all daughters, you know, how to make those choices?
Yeah, like I think for me, and for any woman with a daughter, I think it's super important, or a son, it's super important for the kids to see their parents love correctly.
Yes.
Like it's important for me to see my daughters, or for my daughters to see me, you know, happy and healthy and thriving. A lot of times people stay in marriages for the kids, but they don't understand what they're doing to the kids by fighting and arguing, and then it's just a whole toxic environment.
Totally
Yeah,
agree.
the negative energy, and they think that they are doing what's best for the kids.
Yeah.
I thought about it, and I think I probably delayed getting divorced years for that reason. But then at some point, I was just like, I'm gonna lose my man if I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that they'll be okay. And I think that kids are more okay than you think. Don't y'all?
They really are.
Let me turn to y'all. How do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like I made a good decision?
Yeah, that was a good age to do it.
Yeah.
For me, because I was 12.
Yeah.
I just, it was. It was
that time not that way.
This is what happens when your kids is watching and you think they not.
Right.
Exactly.
No, but it's true.
No, real
Like,
talk.
it's
Yeah.
good that you were like, we all
Yeah.
had it different.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was a single mother for real,
Right.
like
Yeah.
early age. So we tight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of that, hey, it's me, it's us. You know, I got y'all. Let's go, and I would say everything.
Yeah.
So to have a husband now is great.
Woo,
Yeah.
thank you, Jesus.
So cause I can lay back. Cause guess should they call him more than me?
Yeah, so before we get Thauntie, Kamika, and Tiffany answer, I think this is a good point to ask a question because with her getting a husband, blended y'all's family, so Asia and Alasia, you guys got to, join in. Like, how was it for you guys, becoming a blended family?
For me, I was already gone. Like, I was already pretty much about to go to college. They started dating really like my tail end of high school.
Okay.
So for me, it wasn't that big of a shock or change. But I was grateful that my sister was able to have girls around her age.
Oh, right.
I love Asia and Lasia, because they were all about the same age. So for me, it wasn't a big transition.
Yeah. What about for you, Lasia?
Yeah, me either, because I already had sisters, so adding on to it was even better.
Right.
After.
That's good.
Yeah. And I think when we talked about it before, just, as mothers and daughters kicking it, Asia, the other A-team sister, and she was just saying how everybody was just so welcoming, and, Britt and K-Way welcomed them in, and so it made it a good blended situation. So that's
Smooth
cool.
transition.
Yeah. So what about you, Kamika?
I think that kind of like you, I think as women, we kind of stay in situations because of the kids. We're thinking we're putting their happiness before our own, but like Fee said, in reality, you kind of hurt them because they see way more than they should have. For me, at this point in my life, I just want peace. And when I got my divorce, the peace that I gained was 1,000 times over any reason to stay just for my children. It brought a whole new aura into our home, and you didn't even realize it until it was over. It was like a negative energy that we would walk around on eggshells because we didn't know what the energy was going to be that day. So once it was finally over, it was just I guess, and I hate to say it, but everyone's demeanor was just better. Like you said, how we could be comfortable, and like how you said that y'all are really tight. Me and my kids are very tight. They know that above anything else, I got them. I don't care what, and I work 2 to 3 jobs just to make sure that they straight. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you're smart with not K-Way and not rushing yourself to have a relationship. You're still so young. Like we said a time ago, that our generation was taught to get married right out of, right once you finish college, in your 20s, you get married, you have a family, you do this. But your generation, I kind of like it. You women give yourselves the opportunity to see who you are. Because that's the thing for me, that I don't think that we really knew who we were. Yeah. We got married so young that we were still learning. Kids. Right. We were still, so I think that you're smart to just take your time, enjoy life, and girl, when it's time, God is going to bless you.
What about you, Fox?
So for me, me and Sean, we just celebrated our 25th anniversary, so everybody knows I've been married.
As old as them.
Yes.
I've been married since I was 1.
Not them.
Look at y'all.
I've been married since I was 1. So, I don't know how to say it, but I think that, just like Kamika was saying, I was raised in a 2-parent family home, very strict upbringing. So, of course, when I have a mate, it looked like it was serious, it looked like y'all might need to be married.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I'm not saying that we wouldn't have married anyway, but so we got married early and had a family, and we was just young, 23. We was 23, and like I just couldn't imagine my two children now that are in their 20s being married.
Right.
Like, There's so much more out there, but I think that the time was different.
Yes.
Where you didn't see so
Definitely.
much.
Definitely.
I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. Only thing I will say is that I do think that it's very, very important to find yourself first. Because I do think that when you're married that long, you start to evolve.
Yes.
And we talked about it on not an episode that was published, but we did talk about it, that you can either grow together or you can grow apart.
Right.
And sometimes I think when you're married for as long as I have been, 25 years, that's a whole nother person. Like, that's a long time. So we can either, I'm not the same person I was at 23.
Right.
So as me and him grow, we can either decide, hey, listen, I see that you evolving into this and you evolving into this. We can make this work, or we could definitely grow apart. And you have to decide whether or not we're going to try to make this work, or are we going to let that go? And I think that's a decision that as couples that you have to make, and it's a work in progress all the time. It is never going to be roses. Peaches and cream, roses. It's not. Marriage is hard. And I won't even lie and say that it's easy. It's very hard. And, it's too.
Best word. Easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's not. It's very hard, and you got to be willing to put that work in if you want to make it work.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it. You really do. It's a choice. It is. It's a choice because you can always say, "I'll be happy by myself." I could do either one. I could be happy alone, or I could be happy with him. And so that's the thing. Like it's a decision you make, and it depends on what you want to do. If you wanna, and then you count up your odds. But when you've been married as long as me, you will know that some of the things that you think that you look for are you want, but some things dissipate and some things are here, and then some things get better, some things get worse, and it's a push and a pull. So you just gotta know that even if you go to someone else, it's gonna be another
something else. There's
so
always
something else.
That's
So
what
you gotta
you
learn.
pick the BS you want to do.
You pick your battles.
Yeah,
You pick your
Pick
battles.
your poison, baby.
Pick your battles.
But Tiara, how do you feel like it impacted your life growing up in a two-parent household up until even today, like when you've been in school?
It just helped me see what type of man I want in my life. That's all I can say.
That's good though.
I don't want what
Right.
I want from a man.
From a man.
And then my mama taught me how, like, you have your own stuff. Like,
Right.
I don't
And there
have
it
to get it
is.
for you. I can get it myself.
Nothing wrong with having a man.
Well, Maura, I mean, you also have an opinion. You came from a two-parent home until our divorce. How did that make you feel?
Same thing she said. Like, I know what I'm looking for, man, or boy, whatever y'all want to call it.
Man.
Just have boyfriends right now.
my boy.
You can enjoy the world. You're not looking for a man.
Yeah.
Just be cute, baby.
I think coming from us in a second, we need to give y'all a round of applause because all of y'all have shown us different.
Oh, you make me cry, Kayla.
Y'all, since I was in the 5th grade, so I've seen what
Right.
growing up in a house with two parents can do for kids. I've seen what two divorcees and husbands can do for kids. Cause y'all still
Thank you, baby.
I've seen my mom who raised us by herself, and then having a man come into our house, that was different. And I feel like I watched how it changed her from being like this tough, strict parent, because it was really just us three.
Yeah.
So she had to, like, I laugh about how like she was really a warden, but the structure allowed me and my sister to realize like we don't need a man, we can get out here and get it.
Right.
My sister's a nurse, I'm currently in school, like we gonna make it work with or without a man, but we learned that from her. Like,
Yeah.
strength
That's what's up.
all the time comes from my mom.
Yeah.
Because I watched her do it.
Yeah.
I
Thank you,
love having a stepfather though, because baby, she shouldn't keep doing it by herself.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, let me ask this question since Brittany, how do you feel about marriage? Do you want to get married?
Oh Lord.
I do want to get married one day.
Yeah.
I think I was going to say something anyways because I don't know if y'all heard, but somebody just asked me for pretzels. But I think for me, like, I feel like I feel like I was in the middle of of both generations, like in the middle of y'all,
Yeah.
you know, being
Yeah.
a kind of rebellious generation and saying this 60s mentality ain't gonna work for me.
Right.
But then also I'm a part of this new generation of women that says like I can go get it too. So for me, like I think I do want to get married, but since having a child, and this is my advice to you all, my sisters and my cousins, you can wait. You know?
You better wait.
even graduating college, like I feel like I would have waited even longer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because my plans was to graduate school, get my experience, and I was going to travel. Like I wasn't staying even before
Yes.
COVID. Like I wanted to leave. So I think having Blake, it didn't stop me. It just slowed me down. So yes, like now I am a travel nurse. But at the same time, it just took me a couple more years. I had to wait till she was out of infancy and breastfeeding and all this stuff takes time. So anyways, I'm saying this to say, like, yes, you can make it as a mom having a child, but also know that it does a little bit slow you down. So that would be my advice. You're going to be okay regardless, as long as we have, you know, our support and have God, you can be okay. But also know too that this is a choice that you make and be responsible with it.
Right.
That's good.
It's a choice.
Good job.
That's good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, and so we got one more question from our Thauntie Babies before we wrap up. Let's hear from our teenage baby who's still. You got a question for us, Kamara?
Okay, let me think. Okay, what was the hardest part about parenting?
Baby, it's a daily job, baby. Still.
Well, considering I'm going through this right now.
We done told you it's hell.
Yes, like you really are raising a mini version of yourself, but they are, for me, she's 10 times Mika J.
She's the same Mika J.
No, she isn't.
It's a 2023 mix. Thank you.
I bet Miss Sharon be like,
Sharon agrees.
She really doesn't though. She feels like Moira's way worse than I was. Oh yes. Oh wow. Yes.
Hey, listen,
Yes.
my mama thinks Tiara hung the moon. She's like, Tiara's so sweet. She's so good.
No.
I be like, oh.
I just think that you have to remember that I know that she gets so frustrated with me and I get frustrated with her, and we're a day apart, so we're very, very similar. But what kind of drives me bonkers is like the stuff that she be trying to pull, like you can't pull. I've done that. I've did it like way better than you are. And so it's just like,
I do tick you off.
it does. It's like, girl, like you can't play the player. Like you can't do that. So, and then and I know she thinks that she knows everything, because you know every teenager and even 20-year-olds think they know everything. But when I'm telling you stuff, I'm really telling you from a place of I've been there, I've done that. I don't want you to have to take that same path. So I'm just coming from, I'm just trying to put you up on game. Like I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to harm you. I'm really trying to put. Thank you. And I'm not trying to keep you from having fun, but I know like certain situations that you be thinking are cool. For your generation, it ain't cool. Like it's so many different shootings and killings, and like you can't run the way I ran because we didn't grow up like that. We could have fun like that, but your generation is just a little nerve-wracking. And I'm just telling you stuff.
Because y'all's generation don't value life.
Thank you.
And we value
And
y'all's
we
life
value
so much.
you.
We gotta have some restraints on you.
Yes,
Like it has to be a little bit different.
We went out and we thought people might start fighting, but they
That was
never
it.
thought about
We wasn't
shooting.
thinking about
Only
getting
a few
killed.
Look,
Well, I don't know where you went out, but where I went out, I was probably with the
At 16? Sorry, Lynn, at 15? No. See, we're talking about raising
No, but at
teenagers.
15, I was going roller skating. It was
I mean, I was
rowdy in
doing
there.
something too, but
In
wasn't
my
nobody
era.
shooting at the roost?
But people
No,
had
wasn't nobody
guns.
shooting at no roost.
I didn't say. And then was shooting back in the day.
I never saw nobody shooting.
We sorry.
They was though. The Junior Mafia, that's what I should have said.
That's what
Remember,
you should say.
my bad.
Yes.
Junior Mafia was shoot. They had a whole shootout at the skating rink back in the day. You don't remember?
I
Fox, what do you think?
I didn't have to say it, but
What do you think is the hardest part about raising a teenage daughter?
Teenage daughters.
I would say, like, you know, just it's just
real.
trying to make sure she don't make the mistakes I made.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I don't want. I just like, you know, I know what I did wrong, and I just don't want her to make those same mistakes. I don't want her to have to struggle like I did. I just want to protect her, you know?
And that's what I don't think that's the part that hurts you the most, is that they don't understand that you're coming from a place of protection. Because like you said, we've been there.
I've been there.
Like I was pregnant as a teenager. Like I don't want that for you. That's why I'm constantly telling you it's not that serious. You can wait. It's not for any other
But you
reason.
would be surprised how much they really understand at this age. Because I was a single mama, I was teaching her stuff young, like, don't do this, don't do that, this is why. Look, it's you can get this or you can get that. What you want to do?
Right.
That's how I kind of talk to them. So I'm telling you, like, you can keep it real, and they can learn. Or you can try act all, and then they're gonna look at you like, girl.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
being the oldest and like the big sister, I think I appreciated her being honest, because it scared me. No, really, it really scared me. Her saying, you know what, you can have sex, but know that you're gonna either get pregnant or there's a chance that you can catch
something. Right.
You know?
Right.
So I was always terrified.
Sarah tactics.
Something was gonna happen, and I just felt like if I walked in the house, when I looked at her, she was gonna know something. Guilty as charged. Yes. And you know, I mean, I'm gonna just tell her, But no, I think like for me, like being the oldest, I wanted to teach her and other young women the value of your body.
Amen.
You hear it in church, you know, your parents tell you, and it's not really to preach. But when I tell you, men value a woman that has self-respect, that has control over her body, that hasn't been, you know,
with 10,000
ran through.
You know, as we would say, like, quote unquote, ran through. So that's why I'm saying this, to say that y'all can, I promise you, you can wait, you know, and then you find out more about who that person is. So honestly, if I could have went back, I would have stayed a virgin. I'm not even gonna. No, I'm being dead serious. I would have, because it's really, you can wait. And honestly, at that age, you really don't even know what you're doing.
No, at all.
You're not even really.
You don't enjoy it.
Y'all not even really doing it.
You're not even gonna enjoy it.
I was wasting time. I thought I was doing something.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, the hardest part about being a parent, especially of teenagers, because from the time your child is born, you envision the life that you want for your child. You think, you know, you envision a child that you will put in all these activities and that will, you know, make straight A's and will, you know, be better than you, like will go to college, and, you know, like I knew that, you know, one of the two may not, but I never thought it would be Robin. But I'm so proud. What you say?
She said that's real rude.
No, it's not, because she said it again. That's right. She had a whole time to correct herself. No, because Robin, like, she was just so smart, just like from day.
Oh, that was kindergarten.
No, you're still smart now. Don't play me.
Robin, it's okay.
But the thing about it is, the thing about parenting is, you have to let your kids make their own choices. I can't. You got to let them pivot.
Be who you are.
No.
You do gotta let your kids be who they are. For real, you can't make
You gotta let them be who they are. You gotta let them be who they are.
You gonna be sad.
All you gotta do, right? Because you will worry yourself.
You
try to
will
control
worry yourself to death, because real talk. What did Rev say these kids are? Generation Z?
Yeah,
no.
They call them Alpha. They call them
They Z. He said it's Generation Z, baby. They heathens. They heathens. They heathens. They don't. No, not
cool.
You
So,
would Z.
but what I would say to any of the parents out there, let your kids figure it out. Like, I'm super proud. Like, and the thing about it is because what I preach is go to school free or cheap. And if you can't do that, and you're not gonna be no doctor, you're not gonna be no lawyer, engineer, I've said it before, don't waste the money. So I'm proud of the choices that my daughters have made. Like, I'm so proud that my daughter, who's hated school from kindergarten, honey, who hates kindergarten? That she is in school and doing well. So I'm super proud of my girls. For the free, say it again.
Let's give a round of applause to our kids. Through their struggles, they made them.
So to wrap up, we just want each girl to offer advice to the next generation, because we have a nice little array of ages up here. So if you could just say,
I asked, won't they tell us what they love about their mothers?
Thank you, because it is Mother's Day.
it is Mother's Day.
Let's do that.
We are the story.
Yeah, let's do that.
Even get no time of the feature.
No, that's next show.
Yeah, all right,
Maybe
cool.
next time,
Let's start with TT. What do you love most about Tiffany?
That she's a hard-working woman. She gets no home.
What you like about your mama?
why you sound like that?
What you love about your mama, girl? You better say something good.
She's really independent, hardworking woman, independent.
And what else?
Nice.
She's very nice. She's laid back. She's cool. She's on you when she has to be, but not too much. She play a part.
Say your place.
Yes, niece.
Say your place.
You know she go hard for you. Don't be playing. Give my friend her props.
Wait a minute.
She texting you
What about
around
you?
all year.
Let's go.
Next.
You come on. Isn't that hard to know what you love about her?
Yeah, nurture.
Yes.
Thank you. From the mouths of babes.
Oh.
And how mature you've gotten over the years.
Oh, I'll take that.
I'll take that.
I'll take that.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I like
What
it.
about you, Coco?
I love that you was my mama instead of my friend.
Yes.
Yes. But we still cool though. We're really besties. What about you, Elijah?
What you
You
got?
want to shout out your mama?
She ain't gonna watch it, but
That's right. Give all the mama's props.
Miss Carrie, I love that you keep it real with us, and you keep my daddy on his toes.
Thank you.
I would say for me, it would be all the things that they pretty much said, but your resilience. You've overcome
I love
much
it.
heartbreak, tragedy, you know, with the loss of Kayla's father early, you know, you were super young, early 20s, and still knowing that you had to get up and keep it moving for us. So I want to say I appreciate you so much for everything you taught us.
Yeah, that's
I'm
sweet.
gonna cry.
Thank you, daughter. It's rough out here.
What about you, Taylor?
What you got, sugar?
My mom is my one. It's my best friend.
Oh, she's gonna cry.
Stop.
Twin.
All right, that's sweet.
Jesus, I need to relax. I don't want to get too emotional, but it's my girl. She really raised me. It's my other mama, but we still gotta give credit to the main one. Without both of them, I don't think I would be where I am today.
Thank you, baby.
Go to
Okay.
All of my mamas. Thank y'all. Practicing and
Yes, we all the mamas. And we'll whoop all y'all.
Thank you. In any given moment.
Everybody can get checked.
All right. Well, ladies, thanks so much. Or everyone, thanks so much for the job you do for the children, to all the mamas, the bonus mamas,
Yes.
the aunties that
Yes.
step in like mamas, just everybody. The
Auntie.
Happy Mother's
the rich
Day.
aunties. Yeah, just happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Yes.
So
Let me
please,
play a song. What you gonna play?
please continue.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
Yeah, I'll shout out my mama.
I'm gonna shout out my mama.
Shout out your mama.
Shout out your mama.
All the mamas.
Shout out.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama. My
Happy Mother's
grandmother,
Day.
Miss Deborah. Happy Mother's Day.
All right. All the Copeland women, y'all done poured into me and made me who I am. As I appreciate it. I love you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Love y'all.
so go watch and subscribe, share to our YouTube channel, like it, subscribe, What is it? The_Thaunties.
Thaunties on
Yeah.
YouTube. We are Ask the Thaunties on Facebook. And what is it for IG?
The_Thaunties.
The_Thaunties.
Yeah, so like, and our cash app, main thing, baby. Dollar sign.
Send us a little dollar.
Thaunties. We need it for production costs. We need to try to get bigger and better.
That's right.
You know, just so
Y'all see
help
us?
out.
We
Yeah,
out there.
y'all see us
We
out
trying.
there.
We working.
We working.
That's right.
All right, we see y'all next week.
Bye.
Oh, sorry, Kamika, I didn't mean to do your peace sign.
See?